All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to TikTok Shop Insiders podcast, your source for the latest news and strategies for TikTok Shop. I am your host, Ivan, and we have my buddy here, Pat. What's up, Pat? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. It's good to see you after a week off. It's glad to have you back. I missed talking TikTok Shop, surprisingly. It was like out of my regular routine now.
That's good. Well, that's good to get a little bit of break because we've been so kind of hot and heavy on it this year so far. But yeah, as Pat alluded to, we missed last week. Super busy on my side. Wife was out of town, so I had all three kids, and then also got sick at the end of last week when we usually schedule a pod. So I was like, Pat, let's skip this week, and I'm sure he was happy to oblige. But yeah. In lieu of that, or kind of missing an episode, I want to kind of give a free consultation to those who might be interested. Right, so go to TikTokShopInsiders.com. There's a contact us there. Let me know if you want to, talk about your TikTok Shop business as it pertains to your brand, and we can get that started. So kind of giving you guys a little something for missing last week. So on to news. The big news is the TikTok ban and how it passed and, it was signed by the president, I think, recently. But before that, I want to start off with some really, really great news. We are an official TSP, so TikTok Shop partner. Our agency is officially a partner where we get some really cool things. I think we touched on this before, but we're official. We kind of turn in all documents and now part of the program. But some of the things that we get are issue resolution. Getting the front of the line. Our clients have an issue with a listing or their account. They let us know, they open a ticket, and we kind of push that ticket to the front of the line and get it resolved for them sooner than later, which is pretty awesome. We get ad credits for our clients, right? So as our clients do well, we get ad credits for those clients, right? So free money, who's gonna kind of scoff at that? We get access to betas like CRMs and abandoned carts. Not for all clients or all brands. It's kind of select brands determined by TikTok. But if you're doing well, they will kind of greenlight that for you. And then really just keeping us in the loop of what we can and can't do, right? So like bots and automation, right? It's kind of like a gray hat keyword, if you will. And, can we do it? Can we not? But essentially, I asked that question directly to our manager, and he said that he didn't say we couldn't do it, but he didn't say that we couldn't do it. Does that make sense, right? So essentially, he's absolving himself for any kind of suggestions there. But yeah, Pat, what did you think about some of our onboarding at TSP thus far?
I mean, it's the biggest update we've had so far, right? I mean, we're official now. It adds to kind of the credibility of what we've been doing over the last couple months. We're on the right path. We've been having more calls with brands more than ever in the last week and a half. It's kind of validating, I guess, for what we've been doing, right?
Yeah, all the pieces are starting to fall into place. Our vision is coming into fruition, so love it. Yeah, man, I agree.
Pretty crazy.
All right, up next is the TikTok ban, right? So a couple years ago, started out with a potential TikTok ban, and that came and went. Recently, we have a new TikTok ban that actually went all the way through all of the House and Senate, and now has been signed by the president, right? So kind of in action. And kind of in summary, TikTok has 9 months to sell TikTok to a U.S. entity, if you will. And what that does is it doom and gloom? Is it should we stop TikTok Shop forever? And yeah, so kind of what are your thoughts there, Pat, on like the TikTok ban and what you're seeing in the internet?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of understood like the fear that TikTok is a Chinese-owned company, and there's security security risks and security concerns with that, having a foreign government being in control of U.S. user data. So I think it's somewhat valid. I was surprised actually that they got it through the Senate so quickly, because U.S. government, if anything, is definitely slow to move on things. But for some reason, TikTok strikes a chord with them. But I think, you know, there's still plenty of time. There's 9 months. Plus, there's going to be a lot of like legal battles. I'm sure TikTok's not going to take this lying down.
Right.
You know, there's going to be appeals through the legal system and all that. So, you know, we're probably looking at what do you think? At least like a year?
At least a year.
Yeah.
At least a year.
Yeah,
this is actually the most asked question by brands and clients. Like, what do you feel about TikTok Shop? And the answer that I gave is, you know, I feel optimistic. It's a 9-month runway, you know, just if it's signed today and kind of no changes have been made, no appeals, it's 9 months, takes us to the end of the year. When you add appeals to it, right? Like TikTok is not gonna, you know, lay down and accept it. They're gonna have appeals, and that's gonna extend it for you know how long that could possibly take, right? Like years, right? Months for sure, right? So a year plus of as is current TikTok access and, you know, behavior, and TikTok Shop thriving, and if you will, growth.
Yeah. What do you think about? I mean, what do you think about the likelihood of a U.S. company buying it, and like what position would TikTok be in?
I think that if push came to shove, TikTok's not going to disappear. It's too valuable, right? Like,
I agree.
I think if they're like, if the government was like, tomorrow you have to we're turning off TikTok from the app stores, and you can't do it. It's gonna get bought, right? Like TikTok's not dumb. Like they're gonna take either zero money by turning it off in America, or they're gonna sell it, right? So I think it's gonna get sold if push came to shove. I just think it's like a long road before that happens. Right. But yeah, it's like, you know, some of the names that I've seen pop up of like purchasing it, which I can see is like, you know, Microsoft, Twitter, and Musk, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. And I think for me, Twitter and Musk, it's kind of you know, I like that one just because Musk and for me, Musk and Bezos have like this, you know, head-to-head kind of rivalry going on. And I know Twitter is a social media channel, and obviously TikTok is, but I think what Twitter does not have is an e-commerce channel, right? And so like TikTok Shop is that for Twitter and TikTok, right? So if he can, you know, get that e-commerce market share, Musk can get that e-commerce market share from Bezos and kind of chip away at Amazon. It's kind of like a win-win for that. So if there happens to be a billionaire listening to this podcast that, you know, wants to buy TikTok, let me know. I can probably, you know, find someone, you know, to get conversations started. But anyway, yeah. Any other thoughts there, Pat, on the TikTok ban?
Yeah, I think it's going to be bought. It's just way too valuable for, you know, it's valuable not only to the tech industry, but like the you know, millions of small businesses it's created through, you know, people starting their own TikTok shop, becoming their own influencers. Yeah, there's so much money within TikTok that's being made and taxed, right? This is tax revenue too for the government. So.
One thing I kind of like, my main point that I like to share when talking about the TikTok ban is, you know, our podcast is called TikTok Shop Insiders, but there's a future where our TikTok or our podcast is going to be called Social Commerce Insiders, right? Because our bet isn't on TikTok Shop. Our bet is on the technology where you add an e-commerce element to a viral video. And that will exist in multiple forms, right? Like Meta is going to have Meta shops. YouTube is going to have YouTube shops. I already know that they're underway and kind of, you know, producing it. I know there's betas out there, and I know there's people in the platform. So it's by that year plus that comes around, those other platforms will be up and running, and, you know, we'll still be here trying to find affiliates, getting them products to make videos, and brands kind of, you know, profiting off of that. So yeah, it's just a bump, a huge bump in the road for sure, but you know, something that we can work on.
The foundation will be the same, right? It'll still kind of you'll still have to do affiliates, you'll still have to outreach, you'll still have to, you know, guide people on how to create videos and sell products, whether it's through TikTok or YouTube Shorts, like you mentioned. Yeah, it'll still be there in some form.
1000%, man. All right, so now on to like promotions. Like, we like to keep you guys abreast of any, you know, upcoming things. Pat usually does this. Go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, let me share my screen, and then we'll share kind of what is upcoming with TikTok Shop. Cool. So yeah, it's just like the spring sale that TikTok Shop ran back in, I think it was March. You know, they still have things lined up. They still want people to purchase on TikTok Shop, so they're providing a lot of incentives. One that they did back in the spring sale is TikTok funded coupons, right? So they're doing the same thing for Mother's Day, which is coming up really, really quickly. I think the last day to register your products is April 28th, and that promotion starts on the 29th. We heard from Zoe, our affiliate, on the affiliate side of our agency. She saw a nice big bump in sales during that spring sale because she was hashtagging her videos. TikTok was pushing a lot of those videos because they want people to purchase through those campaigns. So you can engage in all of these kind of competitions. They have like live stream championship, short video challenge, but the easiest one that you can do if you have a brand on TikTok Shop and you have products is registering your products. We've already done that for this client. Really simple. You do have to be invited. Your account does have to be in good standing, so no violations. Making sure you don't have the SLA points and product complaints and all that stuff. If you do, this registration will be kind of grayed out. But you can do that for Mother's Day, which ends in 2 days, and that sale starts on I believe it's the 29th. Yep, at 9 p.m. Pacific. And then the one that's a little further out is their summer sale. Same idea, same kind of format as the spring sale and Mother's Day sale. The registration for products is in about a month. So you got some time just to make sure your account's in good standing and try to get invited. But you can just simply register your products and basically list the products out that you want to have included and include the discount amount. The Mother's Day campaign, TikTok is funding coupons up to 10%. And then for the TikTok Shop summer sale, I believe they're funding coupons up to 15%.
Great. So if I could, for people that aren't too aware, just summarize this a little bit. So you have a promotion, let's call it Mother's Day, and you want to, you have some margin in your product, and you want to, give a promotion to your customers, right? So let's say it's 25% off $100. You put that into TikTok and say, hey, I want to give 25% to my customers. TikTok will fund 10% of that. You will fund 15% of that. Is that for all potential customers? Select? How does that typically work out? What do you see?
Yeah, it would be for all customers, I believe.
Right.
I didn't see anything where it's like it's selecting a select few customers, but
right. So this is just a good. It's essentially like TikTok's putting their money where their mouth is. It's giving free money on the table. It's up to you to go get it. So definitely worth starting up and looking in your Seller Center in the marketing promotions tab and setting something up for these sales.
Yep. So to find these campaigns to engage in them is on the Seller Center on the left side. You go to marketing and then campaigns, and then they'll have the list of all the campaigns you've been invited to, or if there's not invite only, it's open to everyone. You can do that too.
Very cool. All right. Up next, we wanted to talk about this latest kind of rollout on TikTok Shop, right? So as we all know, TikTok and TikTok Shop specifically is moving at lightning speed, faster than any other kind of software or social media platform that I've ever seen. And one of those things that they rolled out with is called script skills. And essentially, Pat, I'll let you kind of summarize this.
Yeah, I mean, so we've always talked about like best practices to affiliates, like what kind of hook do you need, what kind of content do you need in order to sell products on TikTok Shop? Best practice in a theoretical sense, right? This is TikTok Shop telling you specifically these are the script skills that they are looking for within content. So to find this, it's under the if you go into your analytics section under video, live and video, and then at the bottom there's performance. Right at the bottom of the graphs and all that, you'll see a thing for video inspiration, and that takes you to this screen here that I'm showing on my screen. So in this screen, you'll kind of see the top like performing videos. I think this is over the last 7 days, what they're doing. And if you can see in here, TikTok is looking at specific elements within the video that the video is including. So they're analyzing the content and the words that are being said in the video and categorizing what's being said. So for this one specifically, this video included a call to action. They're highlighting multiple uses or features, and they're implementing urgency and scarcity. Urgency and scarcity seem to be a common thread across a lot of these top performing videos. But this kind of validates all those best practices that you've heard. Is TikTok is actually looking for these elements in their videos.
Right. This is pretty awesome, right? So essentially what this is doing is it is filtering for the top selling and viewed videos. Actually, it just looks like it's the top viewed videos. Mm-hmm. And you are, kind of given the video to see and kind of pull inspiration from. It kind of gives you the guidelines on the scripts, like you were saying, right? It's like demonstrating the product in use, urgency and scarcity, right? So like these are typically the things that move the units, right? So, we want to make sure that we at least give them a try, right? For our affiliates, letting them know like, hey, these are different things that will sell the product on TikTok Shop. So pretty awesome, right? It's kind of giving you data to, theories on how to sell on TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, this gives you great examples of if you're struggling on how to construct your scripts for your video content. This is literally a list of all the different script skills that they're looking for, like before and after comparisons, call to action. We talked about testimonials. Let me get into one specific video, and you can see like the detail that they get into. Let's look at this one specifically. They will analyze. Yeah, this one is a letter and heart necklace for women. So Mother's Day gift. So they look at specifically the video, using a strong call to action. They talk about the specific products in the video. So it's not really, generic script skills like that they were using. They're actually looking at the specific content. Like this guy's calling out Mother's Day specifically. Urgency, scarcity. Another one we saw on here was like another girl mentioned like the product was out of stock. It's finally back in stock, and that's like another way to highlight urgency and scarcity. So I highly recommend looking through these videos because TikTok is literally telling you what they're looking for in their videos in order to showcase your videos more.
Yeah, I see that. So I noticed it doesn't show the GMV or kind of sales associated with it. It has shares, video views, comments, and likes for that video. But, could probably infer that this is a high selling video. So pretty awesome.
Yep, I would imagine so.
Cool. Well, this is kind of nothing else on our agenda, but this kind of wraps it up for this episode. Hopefully that was a little bit of help. But that does it here. So go to TikTokShopInsiders.com to join our community. We have a circle group that you can kind of join and talk, selling and affiliates. And then brands, if you're listening to this, if you want to, talk about your brand and how we can sell it, sell your stuff on TikTok Shop, we're open to that. Just go to TikTokShopInsiders.com. On the top right, you'll see a brand button. Anything to sign us out, Pat?
No, I mean, hopefully, we get more news about this TikTok ban, and we find out that Elon Musk is, the new overlord of all of TikTok, and we'll figure out how to go from there. But we'll keep an eye on it and keep you guys up to date on everything.
Yeah, until then, kind of steady ahead for us. And catch you guys next time.
See ya.